Okay, we're gonna try to get back to working on this. The elevator's really starting to put a damper on things. Obviously everybody's still all full up, but before, when they're taking wet corn, they'd start taking at noon and go till basically as late as they could, which was generally they stopped letting trucks in at 4, and then however long after that it took to finish dumping everybody. But today they decided out of the blue to just randomly start taking corn first thing in the morning and quit at 2. So I got lucky, and Dad was working from home. After I found out, I called him and he got both trucks in before I got off of work. And one of the girls down there did say that they weren't taking the corn in this morning that they thought they were going to, so they might extend hours till 4. If they do that, I'll be able to get one truckload in. Oh yeah, the keys aren't in it. Hold on a second. Oh, I'm about over all this. I was looking things over real quick and noticed that you can't see it here, back here, the seal on my rotary screen was all chewed up, which I thought was odd, and I went to touch, or I leaned on the rotary screen and it wobbled. My damn rotary screen struts are broke. Naturally, I grabbed the one damn grain truck that doesn't have any tools in it, so now I gotta run all the way back to get some wrenches to take that back apart so I can weld them back down. I'm over all this crap. Okay, rotary screen's no longer ready to fall off the combine. I am gonna have to obviously get a seal for it before next season. For now, I'll just have to keep an eye. I checked the radiator, there wasn't really anything in it. Luckily, nothing's really all picking all that dirty this year, so, but still just have to keep an eye on the temperature and on the radiator, make sure it doesn't get plugged. Now, my grain truck's got tools in it. Normally it does, but I'd been doing some stuff at my house and I got all my tools in my tool bag. So during one of them rain spells where I wasn't doing anything, I had to come get my tools and I had them in my pickup, and I kept forgetting to put them back in the grain truck. So this old girl did not want to start. I ended up just giving her a snort of ether to wake her up, because it was not wanting to go off of the manifold heater. But put some ether in it and it popped her. Just gave it a little whiff of ether and it popped right off. It's easier than cranking it, so I'm gonna let her sit here and warm up for a second. We'll go from there. it's just a tick after 4. I was hoping to be able to sneak a load in, but apparently I just called down there. They ended up not extending their hours. But tomorrow they're planning on taking corn all day, so I guess if I can't take that in, I might as well run another round and bread loaf the thing, so I got as much on there as I can get, right? There, that's a little better. Don't mind the cab corn, that's just a little extra capacity. Get up there and walk that down a little bit so that it won't slosh. Every once in a while I get people say, why don't you just put sideboards on your truck for a little extra capacity? Which, if everywhere that we hauled was nice flat roads like this without any grade, you'd probably get away with it. Like down in Illinois where this truck came from, wasn't a hill in sight. But when all you got's a little 350 with a 4-speed, the 300 bushel that it hauls as is about all she wants, so there really ain't no sense in adding any more capacity to it, just killing the truck. So here, good enough. Just have to drive careful. Well, I'll go grab Dad's and we'll fill that one, and I guess we'll be done for the day already. what's left back here will definitely fit in our trucks tomorrow. Put my key in its spot. A little greasier down here after that rain yesterday than it was when we were down here before. But it should have taken me, I think I did 4 rounds for each truck basically. So 16, 32, 64 rows. And there's definitely not 64 rows left here. Heck, 4, 8, 12, 16. It looks like maybe 24 or 28 rows, something like that. So might be able to cram all that on Dad's truck. And I'll have my semi back tomorrow. I might have 2 semis tomorrow, actually. Rodney said he was gonna try to get me a second one. He wants me done down here because he's one of the guys that wants me running some of his stuff, and he's got some ground on the way back to where I gotta go to keep running my stuff that I'm probably gonna stop off and pick up when I'm done here. So he has ulterior motives, but so for sure get this field done tomorrow, and if he gets me 2 semis, it might be a late night, but we might get the 10 acres done tomorrow too. It'll just be a really long night. But if I got enough trucks, might as well just hammer it out, get her done. So anyhow, I'm gonna run this home and go get the dogs because they've been, I didn't go there after work like I normally do, so they probably got their legs crossed. The reason Teeter's not here anymore is that the tracks picked the combine up enough that first step on the ladder's a doozy, and I can't safely get her up in the cab anymore, so that's why she's not here. And actually getting up is only half the battle, getting down is the other problem. So nice little sky for tonight though, actually really nice. That's about as clear as you can get. Already starting to see some stars out over there. So anyhow, we'll catch you guys tomorrow. And once again, we're back. Hopefully what's left in this field will fit in Dad's truck. It should. It'll be close. Might have to pack it down a little bit. And then if nothing else, I can go get the other field opened up on my truck, and we'll get the combine warming up here, and I'm gonna call and see if Rodney got the semi unloaded or not. And if I was gonna bring that back, and if he can, well then we're just gonna see what we can get done tonight. If not, well, I guess it's another short night. I did, when I got done here last night, go home and start working on my auger that I bought a couple years ago to get everything freed up on it. I think after we get done here, we're gonna start staging a truck at Mom and Dad's, or a semi at Mom and Dad's, and we'll just fill it with an auger, since I can't get a semi anywhere else but here. I'm not even gonna fight the manifold heater today, just come on. hungry girl. But anyway, so I got, the only thing I got left, I got everything freed up. The PTO shaft slipped works. I got the actual auger screw itself, I got that freed up because the bottom bushing down in the uptake part was froze. I mean, the entire PTO shaft's free, the gearbox is free. The only thing I got to do is the drive chain all the way up on top. I'm probably going to have to replace that. But I couldn't work on it because it's 15 feet in the air, so I'll have to get it over to Mom and Dad's where I can hook on it with a forklift and pick the bottom end up and get the drive end down on the ground so you can work on it off of, or without having to be on a ladder. But anyway, let me make a phone call real quick while this thing's warming up, and we'll do what we can do. Alright, the big field's done. So there was 28 rows left, which is going to fit on Dad's truck just perfect. And my semi showed back up, so we can trundle our way down the road to the 10 acres and start working on that. I didn't show any more video here. I figure we've already seen enough of this field, so hold on a minute. Alright, this field's opened up. Well, not opened up. I had to take these front end rows off, so I had a good place to park the truck. This field tends to lay a wee bit drier than that one, other than right here in the front where you can see, you probably can't see it on camera, there's water standing right here in the front. But you get past that wet spot and it kind of rises up, so hopefully the back half of this one's a little drier, so it's not as much of a fight, but I'm not going to hold my breath. But I gotta walk down here and grab the truck. Alright, let's see how mean this field wants to be. The outside round should tell us. here, so I guess we'll just find out. Hopper bottom's full again. Floated pretty much the same as I loaded it yesterday. I got a tick more on the front by the air gauge, but yesterday, apparently the first load I put on it was 1,015 bushel, and he said put a little bit more on there if I wanted to, so a little bit more. I think yesterday the gauge was reading just a tick like 39. I think today it's reading like 42. So, and the back's right at 81 like I had it yesterday. So I haven't been videoing much because it's been pretty uneventful. The ground's pretty firm for the most part, and there hadn't really been anything worth videoing in the dark. So got to get my truck loaded. Dad already took off with his off the other field, and we'll be done for the night. So probably about 3 rounds maybe. All right, not that you guys could see it, but I probably got, I don't know, probably take over 5 acres, somewhere around 5 acres knocked off. It's probably about a little over halfway done-ish. So I don't know if I'm gonna get the semi back tomorrow or not. I forgot to ask. They already took off with it. But if not, that'll be 4, probably. Yeah, probably about 4 loads with our trucks to finish up. We'll see. But I got mine loaded, so. And I gotta go get my pickup because it's got the shovel in it. Come back, clean tracks off, which is why I parked the combine over on this side of the field. It's dry enough to drive my truck out here and aim the headlights at it. So. Anyhow, I guess we'll catch you guys tomorrow in the daylight and I can get some more video. I got a lot more done down here last night than I thought. What's left out here will hopefully fit on the truck. So there's gonna be 4. Yeah, this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 sets of 4. And then that's a bigger. So hopefully it all fits on the truck. Otherwise, our trucks are empty, and I'll just come down. But it'd be nice if it all fit on this load. The switch is backwards. You got to pull it to this side to roll the tarp to that side. You got to push the switch that way to roll the tarp this way. Electric roll type tarps are nice until something goes wrong with them. I wonder if this is the fancy one too, where it's got the remote button. You know, you can just sit in your cab and hit the button and roll your tarp. And then you got the guys that are really fancy and really lazy, where they got the remote button to open the gates on the hoppers. You don't even got to get out of your truck. So, let the tractor cleaned off. Not that it was a big deal, because nothing froze last night. Well, it froze last night, but it ain't froze now. So let me check this guy over real quick and we'll get rolling. Should be done before dark pretty easy. field's done, and all the muck is now done. For as wet as it is, I did not tear it up nearly as bad as I have in years past running with the tires down here. So that's good. Only took about an hour and 20 minutes to finish off what I had there, so one of these days I really want to get a grain cart with that, like not our grain cart, like an actual grain cart that is a little bit size better to its capacity, and see what that thing's actually capable of. Because I bet if you had a cart, even with a 4-row head, if you could just run with it, I bet you could still probably manage 7-8 acres an hour with it, which for a machine that size is pretty good. I'm guessing there's probably somewhere in the neighborhood of, there should be somewhere in the neighborhood of 750 bushel in here ish, with how many dumps I put on it. Because seems like I'm getting about 100 bushel a round, and then I made a half a round, so probably need to build air pressure so that the gauges read right. That'll give me a better indicator of what's actually in there. But I cleaned them tracks off real quick, and then we'll trundle her back over there and park it where we unloaded it, and then I'll have to come back and grab my truck. But I want to get the mud off, or as much mud off the tracks as I can, so we don't leave it on the road. All right, we're heading back to where we're going to load it up tomorrow afternoon, and we're going to go from here over to Rodney's place. That'd actually be him right there. He's going to pick me up, take me back to my truck before he grabs the semi. I got about 25 acres to run for him, and then we'll be off to do more high stuff. And then he might have me come back and do another 15 acres a little later. We'll see how things go. But the south field out here ran about 190. I got to add it up with that last weigh ticket. I don't think the north field did as good this year. Normally it's the opposite. Normally the north field does better than the south field, but I think this year, because the south field lays better, it got started better. But I think this year the south field's going to outpace the north, but we'll see if we get this last load hauled in. So anyhow, that's it for tonight. So that's it for this one. We'll catch you guys on the next one.